Hey everybody, and welcome to Stock Abilities. Today I'm going to be covering the Predicted.org website. Now, some of you may be familiar with this, some of you may not, but as they refer to it, it is a political prediction market, a stock market for politics as they refer to it. They are a project of Victoria University of Wellington, and it has been established to research the way markets can forecast future events. The short answer with this one is it works like the stock market, but you actually bet on particular events happening. I'm going to get in a little bit more details here with that. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this and to listen in. Now, how it works here, it's the trading basics. You got predicted allows you to make predictions on future events, as it says in the front of the page. You got yes or no. Some of them have a little bit more extensive categories, but we're going to go with the basics on this one. I'll show you the more extensive parts in the further end of the video. You got each outcome has a predictability between 1 and 99%, and then that volatility can change depending on if they think one event's going to happen over the other. That pretty much sums up that aspect of it. Of course, some may hedge their bets in this regard so that they can have the best possible outcome for profitability. It tells a little bit about that below, which I'll scroll to here in just a second. But ultimately, you're buying a share based on what you think an event will do. And you go a little bit further down. Each market has a specific question about a potential future event, and then some markets feature questions that have simple yes or no answers. Then there's multiple choice ones, like they were doing whether Trump will win the election and become president. That was a fairly big one not too long ago. That was popular with this website. And you got the buying and selling shares, and it goes into details about that. Nothing too thrilling about that. The main thing to notice is that they do limit your contracts to 850, which is kind of a low amount, but at the same time, it can equal some nice pocket change if you do the more obvious predictions, and I'll get into that a little bit here. And how you make an offer, buy, sell. Nothing too exciting about this. As you can see, which state will have the highest voter turnout? This is one of the multiple choice ones. And then it talks about how you can sort of hedge your bet as to not potentially lose at all, but to somewhat benefit if one of them pops and the other one fails, because then you're kind of breaking even because you're going to be profiting on the one, only losing a little bit on the other one then. And then viewing your shares and offers, and you can go into your page there and see how that works. I'll show you guys that. Then some basic verifications and things like that, and the fees that they charge, of course. Now they're a charity nonprofit, but at the same time, in order to run the website, there is associated costs. And then, of course, there's a holding period after your initial deposit and a processing fee on top of that. They are, as I covered before, a research project of Victoria University of Wellington, and they've been around for a little bit here. They're still fairly new. A lot of the predictions are based for the U.S. market, but they do world market as well. And they have a FAQ if you had any other questions or you want more specific details. They break it all down for you. Not going to get into that. It's kind of boring, I would say. And then a basic contact page and a blog. Nothing to see there. We're going to dive right in here. So as you can see, it's a fairly straightforward. As I was saying, you got the yes, you got the no, and you can select a committee on Russia by 6:30, and you can click in. There's different comments. And then there's other categories here. You got new arrivals of things that just happened. So there's more volatility in these ones here. So if you see one that just recently popped up and you're like, oh, that's kind of silly, that's not going to happen, then you can get in really cheap and make a quick profit. As you can see here, I've just been picking obvious ones here. I started at $10 and I'm at $11.22. I'm just experimenting with it. I haven't really put any real money down on it, but as easy as some of these predictions are, it's not that unrealistic. For example, this one here, will a real Donald Trump, that's his official account, tweet CNN by noon 4/12? Best time to get in with that scenario would be the day before, late at night, before it updates. And then there's a very limited chance that such an event will happen, and thus it's fairly easy profit to be made. Of course, there's risk inherent in any kind of market like this. And you get the biggest movers as well. The biggest movers is something interesting to potentially get into as well, because this gives you an idea of the volatility going on in the particular market. So you might be able to jump in something right before it kind of pops, in a sense. If you're familiar with the stock markets, it's kind of like getting in before the momentum gets in, like the major momentum to change and fluctuate the price. Now, of course, this is not going to work like the stock market, where the price is going to get more or less beyond $1. So keep that in mind. And now there's most predicted, going into details here. And then you got the closing soon. I personally like the closing soon the best, because these are the most likely ones that have already been factored in with very, very low risk. Like, as you can see here, will Trump say unmask by noon on 4/11? And there's a 94 cents no and a 6 yes. And then you got even on 4/12 here for CNN. See, these are obvious ones. I'll show you the ones I picked here in a second. And then you got different markets here. You got the featured, you got the U.S. elections, Congress, national, state, local, and you got U.S. politics, the cabinet, the Congress, Supreme Court, White House, and other events. And then you got the world, Americas, Asia, Pacific, Europe, Mideast, and Africa, and the world affairs. Now, if you, let's say I clicked into this one here to give you guys an idea here, it's fairly straightforward. They have a little bit of a rules area. They got the prices currently, the buy yes, sell yes, kind of an idea of what to buy and ask. And if you're familiar with the stock market, it's basically a fairly basic version of that, of what people are buying yes for, buying no. And then if you went into and actually tried to purchase one, you can see in that scenario what prices you might be expected to pay. You might be able to get in cheaper depending on the volatility at the given time. As you can see here, it gives you a little bit of a chart, like a stock market chart. And people below are commenting, I don't pay too terribly much attention to this, but still, no. Let's see here. Let's scroll up. A lot of this is like an odds game, of course, and the best time to get in would be the day before something's about to end, because the odds of it actually happening are very, very slim at that point. And some of these, even on that scenario, can yield a 5 to 8% return on investment. You put in $100, it's $5 to $6 return on investment kind of thing, and you get the point. Other than that, let me see what else I might have not covered yet at this point. Let's go in the little count area here if you guys are not familiar. I'm currently not in anything, but as you can see, I played very, very basic things. I played if Trump's gonna say the word FBI, and I bought in really late at night the day before, so there was only like 5 hours in between, 5 to 10 hours in between the span of which I made the purchase and the span of which this actually happened. And the odds of that, it's so ridiculously slim that you're very likely to win and make that profit. And now, obviously, I didn't put much into it, and then you can see the fees here as well. And then, of course, I put in the word shutdown, and I'm thinking he's not going to say that word. And as you can see, very, very little bit here. I made 66 cents off of that. I made 70 off of this. I didn't really put much effort into this. You could do this on a slightly bigger scale. It's potential nice pocket money, and of course you want to, for the more multiple choice things that are a little less obvious, you'd want to hedge your bets and do your own political research in that regard. I don't really follow the politics too much unless it's like war related or something like that, or major change in news or market or positions of political powers or stuff like that that would drastically affect the market, like of course the recent news of Syria and all of that that drastically affected the market, at least temporarily for that given day. Other than that, if there's something I missed, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening in. Make sure to subscribe if you want more like reviews like for predicted.org or for other websites. Uh, thanks again, and have a nice day. I believe I covered everything, so see you later.